He figures out that first 20, that could be dangerous, and he could become the fastest man ever. Hot take.
Unreal. Hot take. Hot take alert.
On y'all, and welcome back to another edition with the Brotherhood of Ball. I'm your host Clayton, joined by Penna and Mr. DJ. What's going on, boys?
Boys, what is cracking?
How's it?
He's feeling his Olympic. The other countries, Sweden's rubbing off on you.
Yeah, they are.
The good old sweetie boys and girls. Well, welcome back. Another great episode we had last week. We finally got our first up and running, kicking off, so we appreciated all the love. But let's talk about what we're going to talk about this week. 2024 Olympics kicking off. We have USA absolutely dominating, tripling, quadrupling, quadrupling, whatever those are. We're beating people badly, and it's very bad. But we're also going to be talking about a little bit of fantasy. Who's hot, who's cold, where to draft, what kind of orders we're going to be getting into. So without further ado, let's dive right on into this, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, the USA, God, it feels great to be an American, baby.
Yes, it
Holy cow.
USA.
Yes.
Dominating.
All right. After last week's episode, okay, we're going to give a little medal count update now. And my Lord, are we blowing it out of the water. I mean, Jesus Christ, it gets me just fired up all the time. I need to go out there and be gold for me, gold for you, gold for him, gold for her.
You're on the Oprah show.
Jesus Christ, we're just draining in them over there. It's raining
It's
goals
getting
over
bad
here.
out there. It's getting very bad.
So currently, right now, this is August 6th.
Okay.
The medal count, number one, United States. Round of applause for the United States.
Yeah.
86 total medals for the U.S. of A.
Yes. I'm proud to be an American.
At least I will not free.
Oh my God. And not only are we leading with 86, we are also leading with golds right now.
And we weren't last week, right?
No, we weren't last week. We were
China
down
for
to
Japan.
China, and now we're in there, baby.
Yeah, we got the track and field going now, boys.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Those ladies and boys are burning
Come
out
on now.
there. U.S., 24 golds, 31 silvers, 31 bronze.
Hey, that's pretty level.
Yes,
You gotta love that.
totally. We got quality and quantity. Come on now.
Exactly. Now, second place, China, 59 total medals. Remind you, USA has 86 total
Yeah,
medals.
golly.
That's first and second, ladies and gentlemen. First and second.
That's almost 30 more.
Whoa, not close. Well, we're going to just dive. They got 22 golds, 21 silvers,
pretty
and
good.
16 bronze.
Okay.
So they're about two behind us in the golds,
Yep.
but my God, the overall medal counts, it is just, it blows my mind. Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, dude, we're like tripling people now.
Yeah, we
And
definitely
we
made
got some
space.
golds down the road. The U.S. men should be a gold easy. Like, come on, boys.
Oh, yeah.
So we got some
Basketball?
medals
Yeah.
like in the back pockets, some golds in the back pocket still.
Yeah.
Number three, Australia, 35 total medals.
Oi, oi.
Hey, good for them, though.
They've been
represent.
showing up. I've
Yeah.
been seeing them here and there. They got 14 gold, 12 silver, 9 bronze.
Okay.
Not too shabby. Fourth place, France. They've
Home
got
country, good.
now they got 48 total, which is more than Australia,
Okay.
but they only have 13 gold, 16 silver, and 19 bronze.
Oh,
they got more
okay.
they got more quantity.
So they're just trying to hit the podium.
So I think the way that they're doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're not doing overall medals. I think they're doing whoever has
Like
the most golds.
most golds. Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
Australia's in third with one more gold over France right now,
like
14
that.
to 13. And then wrapping it up for the top five, we got Great Britain coming in at 46 total medals, 12 golds, 15 silvers, and 19 bronze.
That's crazy.
So Australia's sneaking into that third spot with less overall medals than France and Great Britain, but they got 1 and 2 more
Right.
golds than both of those countries.
They've been doing really well though. They've this leaderboard top 5 is actually very interesting this year, or this go around the Olympics.
Yeah.
Which ones have you guys been like paying attention to in this last week, Penna? What have you been watching?
So I just got the update today. I saw a couple of the highlights, but I'm just going to dive into some U.S. competitors, Olympians. We had our women's U.S. Freestyle wrestler, right? I think it's 68 kilos, so 150 pounds. These chicks are solid, all right? They're not messing around, but we have Amit Allure, 20 years old, youngest U.S. medalist in wrestling. She takes it down today, sweeps the competitor from Kazakhstan, and from also a Walnut Creek, California resident. So, hey, California, shout out in the
That's
Olympics.
huge.
Love to see it. But
Very big.
Big shout out to Allure. Way to hold it down. And again, guys, 20 years old. It's insane. It's
Yeah, that's pretty
absolutely
cool.
insane. And then, with the Olympics, every year you see like these new sports, and some of them are kind of bizarre. This year we have Olympic speed rock climbing. And shouting out one of our U.S. competitors, Sam Watson, today sets the world record. And again, the wall that they're climbing, 50 feet. The dude did it in 4.75 seconds. World record.
Oh my God.
Yes. So
They're
they're
going
line.
running.
Dude.
He's the
running.
new super.
Yes.
So he's Spider-Man.
Yes. No, for real, dude. And they offer points based on what zone that you go into, right? So the higher on the wall, the more points. And then there's different holds that based on the difficulty of the hold you get extra points, right?
Interesting.
So some guys take, they go up in 5 seconds, but they take like an easier path. So that's how they kind of calculate who's, leading. And
That's kinda smart.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. And, I was watching some of the heights. Again, this guy, go check him out, Sam Watson. This dude is he's Spider-Man. Might as well be Peter Parker up there. Absolutely taking it down. And he'll move on to the quarterfinals. But,
Wow.
yeah, man, the Olympics offers some weird stuff on there. And you're
That's
like,
crazy.
oh, you flip the channel, you're like, okay, rock climb, let's dive in. Let's
Yeah.
rock and roll. But, Clay, what did you like from this past week from Paris?
I'm going to give just a shout out because I feel like every time I look at my phone, I'm going to give a round of applause to the women's this year. The amount of
The
golds and medals that the women's have brought in is mind-blowing. My favorite one is Kristen Faulkner. Go check her story out. She tried to qualify, made the team, cut the team. Someone else in front of her place dropped out. She goes back in. Then she's flying down, hanging out with the favorites, and come towards the end, just hits a different gear and brings home gold. I mean, out of left field. She wasn't even supposed to be in the fucking race. And she shows
She's
up.
cycling, right?
Yeah, cycling, yeah.
Unreal.
And she comes in and dominates it. So between her seeing that and then just the most historic year besides obviously Tiger Woods, Scotty Scheffler shooting a 62 on the final day and winning gold, bro.
Awesome, bro.
I saw a funny meme where it was just like Masters, Open, U.S. Gold, Jail, and Baby.
Right, I was waiting for
It's
your
like,
last.
what a year.
Dude, for real.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, no, Scotty's on an absolute tear. Good for him, man.
Dude,
way to
what a
represent the
year.
US.
That was
Did
cool.
you see he got like a gold bar,
Yeah, he got a legit bar.
Damn.
like a gold bar?
Yeah.
Okay, that's how he's taking his payment.
Did everyone? Not everyone, because I was seeing medals all over the place.
Yeah.
That was the first time I seen his picture. He had like a gold bar in his hand.
Yeah.
Maybe they're
He was
mixing up
crying and everything.
Yep.
I was like, oh my god, this dude is just went. Have a year.
Dude.
Have a year.
I feel like every other episode we've talked about that guy.
I know, right?
He just keeps winning, bro.
No, he's a stud.
Imagine this caddy. DJ, what do you
The
think?
guy that I'm gonna shout out
Yeah.
is bringing it home for the men's. I think it was the 100-meter.
Yeah.
Lyles,
Dude.
Simone
Dude.
Biles' brother.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes,
how
kidding.
cool is that?
bro.
Right.
Riles.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Oh, they're all brothers.
Oh, they are brothers.
No, did you guys get to see that race?
Oh,
Did you
dude.
see how
Crazy.
close it was?
Dude, the first time you watch it, you think the guy from Jamaica wins.
I know.
Like, that's like my first glance, and then they go like the frame by
you see
frame.
the foot. You
Yeah.
see the foot. His
Yeah.
foot like landed perfectly right where the line was, and everyone
crazy.
else's kind of like went over. I thought that it was once you cross the line, not when you put your foot down.
Yeah.
No. It's your torso. Your torso has to cross the line. So like the Jamaica's guy was up more on his stand, and Noah was leaning forward more to get his torso through. That's what they were going off of.
And it was like the last, I think it was the last 6 guys, right? They were all within tenths of a second. It was tight, man.
It was a
It's
very
crazy.
tight. But now, if Noah figures out the start, he could be possibly looking at beating Usain's time. Because, dude, that dude strides. When you see like the first 20 yards, he's in last place. And then
Yeah,
the
the
last
starts were not
80,
good.
he makes up so much time and space right there. It's mind-blowing. So he figures out that first 20, that could be dangerous, and he could become the fastest man ever. Hot take.
Unreal. Hot take alert.
Dude, you
No,
know what I
I-
noticed too is all those dudes that were like racing the finals, they're all rocking chains when
Oh,
they're
bro.
running.
Yeah, I
And
don't
yeah.
see how
was
that
like,
works.
Bro, they're dripped
I was
out.
like, oh, I know. I was like, that's kind of dope, but wouldn't you like, wouldn't that get in your
It's, like,
way?
itching your face,
But they
yeah.
all wear like the choker chains,
Yeah.
so like it's all
Doesn't dangle.
bedazzled, but it doesn't dangle or anything. And I was like, all right, like, we're out there with swag and we're pulling gold. I love it.
And those 100-meter dash guys, man, they're like, those guys are jacked. Like, those guys aren't like, the 1,500
Yakkered.
meter. Dude, they're swolled up.
Dude, that second place guy from Jamaica, that dude was
Dude,
humongous.
massive. He could be running back.
Moving.
Yes.
Right? Unreal. Yeah, shout out Noah, dude. Way to take it home.
Yeah, that was cool. And then, obviously, first time ever in U.S. history, Mr. Cole Hawker bringing home the 1,500 meter gold. That was mind-blowing.
Dude, that 800 plus, those 800 plus events, bro, I mean, it's
No
a
shot.
different level. Dude, there's no way.
No way.
No, I would get absolutely obliterated.
They're sprinting
But they'd lap me. They'd lap me so
2
fast.
miles. Like, no, I'm
Bro,
good.
They would lap me so fast.
There's one game in the Olympics that I've watched so far, and I'm like, how is this a sport? And it's the speed walking.
Oh, no, dude. It's so bizarre, bro.
So, did
I'm
you
like,
guys
how
see
are
what
they not
happened?
running? Like, how do you know if they're not running?
Exactly.
It's like this.
You just add a little trot like every couple of steps.
So we gotta find the clip. The chick from Spain, the biggest smile in the world. Hands are going up. Yeah, in the speed walking event, doesn't realize this chick's coming from behind and just moving, walking. She sees her in the corner of her eye, and it went from smiles to just fucking go about to cry. And she literally had like 10, 15 yards left to the finish line. Oh my God. Talk about
Rookie
instant
mistake.
karma.
Dude, rookie mistake.
But the way
Don't
that their
celebrate too
elbows pop out and the hips,
Dude, yes.
there's a technique to it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. There's a flow to it.
There is.
Yeah,
It
like,
looks so like it just looks so dumb though. I'm like, this is not a thing, bro.
It's not.
I could medal in speed walking.
Dude, it's different.
or that handball game they got now, too, in the Olympics. I'm thinking, like, dude,
Yeah.
that can't be that hard.
Okay, what I will say though
Okay.
is why it blows my mind. We have the best men's basketball team in
I know.
the world. Why aren't we putting the guys that are not making that team, just the next 3 guys, on the 3v3 team?
That's a
like,
great-
what
Yeah.
are we doing? We didn't
Yeah.
even make the qualifying round in that.
No.
100%. Dude,
I
we
don't
could
know
take
what
some
we
of
were
the
doing there.
college kids and go in
Literally.
3-on-3.
I know. I'm like, what?
That is bizarre. Yeah, I don't know why they do
I
that.
don't get that.
Right?
Yeah,
I
that
don't
one.
get that.
That one didn't
I'd be
make sense.
stoked. Like, yeah, I'm going to go to the
Yes.
Olympics, freaking win a medal. Hell yeah.
Yeah, 3v3. I'm playing the whole game.
And it's you're obviously not playing the best basketball players from those countries because they'd be on the Olympic team, right? They'd be on the full roster. So yeah, dude, I'm gonna go out there, ball up on some dudes, and walk home with gold.
I could name like 20 guys that didn't make our Olympic team that could have played for us in the 3v3, and we could have ran it.
Easy.
So that's the only thing I didn't like so far about the U.S., which I don't know how that works. I don't know who gets to like determine if you're on that team, but that was my first thought was like, why? What are we doing? Where are our basketball guys?
Yeah, for real.
Where are our dudes? Bro? We're running it in regular basketball. We have more than enough to just add 3 more in there for that team.
No, I agree. No, it is
So,
bizarre.
what do you guys think now that she is basically calling out her retirement, taking 3 golds this Olympic, little Simone Biles?
Yeah.
What do you guys feel? Do you think like it's time to like focus on the kids and just having the family and let, you know, because her husband plays for the Packers, right?
Bears got traded this last
that's
season.
right. He got traded. So now he plays on the Bears. So it's like she wins 3 golds
Yeah.
and
Silver.
just no, she's got 3 golds. She's got a gold in
She took a silver because that
women's
Andre
vault.
trick.
Yeah. She's got one the women's vault. She won. She got the women's individual all around, and then she also got it in the women's team artistic gymnastics. All 5 of them got gold.
Yeah, they get a team gold.
Yeah.
And then they do like the individual stuff. But I know that the last one that she competed in, the Brazilian chick.
Yeah.
Are you saying the last Olympics? Or the last...
Yeah, like I think
No,
she's
this-
is like her
Tokyo?
elastic. Yeah.
No, she didn't compete in Tokyo. She dropped
Oh, that's
out.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I'm
this
saying
is her
like
last
the
one.
last,
Okay.
like the last round that they like competed in this Paris one. I think she took silver in because the Andrade or Andrea or whatever that chick's name from Brazil, who's like been right there with her in a lot of the things.
Yeah.
I think she took gold in it. And that chick, props to that chick, dude. If you watched like. I never really paid attention until this year. The things that they do and the height that they get in the air in gymnastics
Wild.
blows my mind.
For real.
Wow.
Like the double pikes off
Yes.
the ground, I'm like, whoa,
Yes.
bro.
Bunnies.
She was getting like 12 to 17 feet high off the ground, just like by doing her cartwheels into it.
Dude. Unreal.
I can't even jump that high just by just
She's
like a
just-
broad
she's running.
jump of it.
Yeah, one of the favorite ones of gymnastics is the rings, where they have
Oh,
to
yeah.
jump up and just broad strength.
Dude. My shoulders
I
just
don't,
pop out.
dude. I see them do that, and I'm like, no shot,
My
no
shoulders-
It's only for the
shot.
guys, though, I think, right?
Yes,
Question.
Because I've noticed the guys do a couple different things than
than what the girls do. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, there's been a lot of good ones. I mean, just all around. I mean, you got us all over the place in any. Well, men's skeet. I think we all knew that we were going to win that. We got some shooters, some real
Oops.
shooters. Whoops. But I mean, if you look across the board, though, like there's some countries that stayed in their lane. Like the Aussies have a lot in swimming. But not in a whole lot of other categories. Like our overall categories is great. We
Yeah.
just won women's surfing. We just
Yes.
took the W yesterday or
Yes.
the day before. And the women's discus throw, like we're
Yes,
all
that
we're
chick, I
all
just saw her.
dude. Did you see the walk off? The moment it left her hand, she was already celebrating. She knew that she won the gold right there.
It really just shows the how important athletics is in the U.S., right? Because I mean, some countries they don't obviously have teams in
Yeah.
discus golf, right? But we're like, yo, we're pumping out dudes, athletes, go. We're probably in every. I'm sure we're in every event.
Literally every event. So it's pretty cool to see that. And if we stay on track, we might win a third of medals in this entire Olympics, which is wild.
Unreal.
Isn't that crazy?
Hold
We
it
might
down,
actually win a
guys.
third of the events. Like, there's no competition anymore.
Sorry.
Yeah.
wrapping up the Olympics, just to let you guys know, the next time it comes around in 2028, it's in LA.
Yep.
Ooh,
We
that
are
could be big.
going. We are going.
Dude, no, for
Yeah,
real. Like, we
that
should
would
at
be
least go
really
check out
cool.
a day.
That would be
sick.
really cool.
God, can you imagine traffic down there? Holy hell.
Oh, forget about it.
God. Uber.
Uber's about to make bank.
Oh my God. Surcharges. $200.
I
I'm
know.
going a mile.
Ain't that the truth?
Now, moving on to our next topic. Boys, the calendars just flipped. We're in August. You know what that means. Preseasons are starting. Training camps are in full effect. We are in the NFL preseason. And with that being said, I've had a couple of group chats. Fantasy football, boys. It's back.
It's that time of year, baby.
I thought we could all take a little bit of time and just, drafts are probably coming in, later, starting up in the
Okay.
next couple of weeks, later in this month. So again, if we could get a little pre-plan for all the listeners, that'd be great. And I
love
wanted
that.
to pose you guys a little question, right? We might have some listeners on the channel that they're not as experienced. I say experienced, right? Even though you're all pretty bad fantasy football players.
Yeah, it could be some newbies.
What's a piece of advice you would give somebody if it's their first or second year doing fantasy football? D, what would it be a piece of advice you would give those people?
I mean, so pretty much the way that I have changed up my draft strategy going on, I've done it for 15 years now or something like that.
Crazy.
So
Yeah, we've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
I used to always go like your running backs, receivers, first like 3 or 4 rounds. And just recently last year, I changed up my draft strategy. And I just go now, based off of where you're drafting from, I go, if you're in the top 5, I go top 5 running back. Because that's pretty much the best that you're going to get when you're in the top 5. I mean, you could get a top 5 receiver, but if I'm in the back half of that 5, then I'm going a top 5 receiver because you're not going to have all top 5 receivers go in the top 5 picks. Everyone's going to be shooting for the Christian McCaffreys. I know Brees Hall's up there. I know Bijan.
Yep.
So the way that I would advise you guys, what I do is I go take a top 5 running back if you're in the top 5. If you're in the back half, take a top receiver. Then you move on. Don't even look at the next running backs or whatever. Look at the top 3 tight ends for the next round. So my goal is through the first 5 rounds, try and get a top 3 player at the positions that are still available with top 3 players in it.
Gotcha.
So last year I went Christian number 2. Then I went Patrick Mahomes on the second round because he was a top 3 quarterback last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went TJ Hawkinson round 3. He was a top 3 tight end. So I wasn't trying to go running back. I was just trying to get a top 3 player at their position until there was no more top 3 players at those positions.
All right.
And then I fill in the rest of my team throughout the draft.
I like that's sound advice. Sound advice,
I
Charlie.
like
I mean,
that.
again, and you're taking the top 3 from the previous season, right? You're not projecting out who you think is going to be the top 3. You're just taking pretty much the top 3 from the previous season. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Clay, what kind of advice could you give the listeners?
I'd say if you're going to go either receiver, or running back, you could go either way there, whether you're in the front or the back. Really looking at who the core of the team is. So, perfect example, Bijan Robinson. Who do they got to throw the ball to? Not a whole lot, right? So he's going to get a lot of touches. He's going to get a lot of opportunities. But now you have Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson, 2 players right next to each other. I would tend to try to stay away from that just because you're taking a 50-50 chance. There's a lot of mouths to feed, right? So for me, I like what DJ was saying. I mean, that's really good to have to base it off of because, once you get past the 5th round, if you haven't already picked a top position, you better hope you know how to draft from there on out. Because you got to be digging some teammates out of the bottom. Because if you miss, if you miss just the top receiver or running back, if you can get a tight end, get it. If you can get the quarterback, get it. If you don't get that in the first 4 or 5 rounds, you might as well just chalk up the season. You know, you got to get there because once you get through the dog rounds like 6, 7, and you still don't have those filled, you're going to be struggling in that all year round, hoping that you're the waiver wire king, that guy's going to be there sitting. That's not a good strategy to have.
Right. No, it's sound.
Most of the time when you are like getting just random guys in those rounds, you end up dropping them through the season if you're on like the first waiver wire because you end up picking up somebody that just fits for the rest of the season, and your 6th or 7th round, you just you wasted it on because you didn't even use that guy or whatever.
Absolutely,
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the only piece of advice I would give for a new player is you have to be. I would go download like Fantasy Life. You have to have an alert like app or something that's tracking fantasy, right? So, those Thursday afternoons, right, you're checking those updates just to make sure if there's any late activity that you weren't aware of before that you can make those changes. I've made those mistakes hundreds of times, right? Or, checking it, Sunday morning, right? Just seeing there's tons of apps and tons of, Twitter handles that you can go and follow that keep it kind of fresh and updated throughout the week. But just staying on top of that, and you're not looking through, like, obviously all of it, but you're just looking for players that will impact your team, whether it be a backup, whether it be, a starter of yours, but you're just trying to, have the finger on the pulse of your fantasy team, right? Kind of know what's going on throughout the week, and, I like to have alerts on and follow certain people that, kind of do the kind of research stuff for me. So go find something like that and, kind of stay up to date, have a finger on the pulse of your team.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I guess just like as a honorary mention, do mock drafts. It's okay if you do 100 of those suckers. You can see exactly if you're going to draft in the first few rounds or the first few slots or back slots. That definitely helps get you an idea where players are coming to help you guide you through your actual draft day. Because we know what happens on draft day. There's some panic picks. There's some panic picks that come around.
10, 9, 8. He's panicking. I love that.
Hunter Renfrow, third round, Ozzy.
I can't believe he did that.
Third round, all right.
That was his rookie year, too.
I love it.
So then I guess let's all go around and give kind of like a sleeper in the late rounds. Have we gone into that? Have we looked into where late round guys are? I could start off with one.
Go ahead. I would love it.
You could probably get him in the 6th round, which is wild. Keenan Allen. He's going pretty deep.
Really?
And he was a top 2 round last year. He's going in the 6th round, 7th round this year's draft.
And maybe that's because kind of like what you were saying earlier, Clay, about how there's more mouths to feed over there in Chicago now.
There is.
Right? I mean, especially at the receivers position. DJ Moore and, what's the rookie? Duze.
Yeah, Duze.
I've been seeing a lot of clips of him. He looks nice.
D Swift.
Swift in the
they got a
backfield,
lot of, but I mean, if that's someone out there that one of those guys get hurt, not Keenan,
I agree.
He's going to get the ball.
Yep. Sure him.
I got 2 guys that I don't think you guys are going to like either of them.
I'm going to hate it.
But
Okay.
I think that they can both have breakout seasons this year, and they're not going in the top rounds. My first one, Kyle Pitts.
Ooh, I was looking at him. He's down there.
Pitts.
He's down there.
Is still, I think, 24 years old.
Very young.
Still in his prime, very young. And guess what? He's got
Kirk Cousins
over there.
I saw that.
Guess who took T.J. Hawkinson, who was the top 2 for the past 2 years, with Kirk Cousins? T.J. Hawkinson. I think Kyle Pitts is actually probably better than T.J. Hawkinson athletic-wise, and Kirk Cousins.
He likes tight ends. He likes his tight ends.
So that is a late-round tight end that I know is not going to be like in the top 5 right now, but definitely somebody that I am keeping my eye on.
Absolutely.
And then for my second guy, very disgusting. You guys are not going to like this, but
I know what you're going to say.
Deontay Johnson on the Carolina Panthers.
That's a guy I didn't know was at the Panthers.
So he went to the Panthers, and we know the Panthers are dog
Trash.
water.
Yes.
And they are not good, but Deontay,
That could be
I
interesting.
think, is a lot better than their number one receiver last year, which, who was that at 33 years old? Adam
Thielen, baby.
who was pulling out 20, 30-point games for 6 weeks straight.
Unreal.
And if he's getting that much of the ball on that team, what do you think Deontay, as long as Deontay could stay healthy, what do you think his production with that is going to be?
Yeah, it's true.
They brought in a new offensive coordinator, I think, at the Carolina Panthers, and
Correct.
they still got Bryce Young, and I think he didn't do good last year, but again, his only
Nobody.
weapon was Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
And now you got Deontay Johnson, and Deontay Johnson, I think, is going 94th overall right now, just breaking the hundreds.
Yeah.
So, if you had Adam Thielen last year, you're pretty happy because he was getting you 20 to 30-point games for the middle of the season just because he was getting all the targets.
Right.
And I think Deontay Johnson is a lot better than Adam Thielen currently in his career. So what do you think Deontay Johnson's going to do with those?
And D, would you be happy with Deontay Johnson? Let's say he finishes at the receiver 23. Would you be happy with that?
Yeah.
Well, if you're
late
getting him
round?
that late, getting him that late in the round, that's
Yes.
your flex. That's
So,
your
yes.
third. That's a set and forget guy,
Yeah.
and you're just like, I don't got to worry about it. He's the number one on that team,
Yep.
and he's gonna get looks.
Yeah.
And if you're playing PPR, that works out for you.
Yep, that's kind of what I want to, shout out to the listeners, give them a little intel, hey, you're not drafting. It sounds like you're not drafting Deontay Johnson to be, a top 5 receiver, but if he's breaking into that top, 15, top 20, brother, that's a flex receiver too that you can set and forget.
All day long.
Yeah.
Easily. And then another guy, kind of in that category too. They just had Zay Jones leave, and they just had Calvin Ridley come to the Titans, baby. But Christian Kirk, I had him 2 years ago. Same kind of type of receiver as Deontay Johnson, right?
Yeah.
But Christian Kirk, I saw today they had it was 14 touchdowns that were caught that weren't from him last year. And it was almost 1,400 yards that were not caught by him last year. And the only other person they brought in after they got rid of those two guys who were their number 1 and 2 was Gabe Davis.
Yep.
So who do you think is going to get more targets now? That's another guy that's your third receiver, flex type of guy that's just a set and forget guy, because all those targets, he's not going to be splitting that with Zay Jones and Calvin Ridley anymore. It's Christian Kirk and Gabe Davis. And Christian Kirk's going to play more of the slot role because you got Gabe Davis on the outside. So he's going to be like their bread and butter guy all throughout the year, getting those targets. And that's 13 or 14 touchdowns caught that weren't by him last year. They got to go somewhere else now with it.
And Christian Kirk has the athleticism to take, those simple routes and take them for 50, take them for 60, right? I think
Absolutely.
his ceiling's really high, right? Where, he can pop off,
Yeah.
especially in that offense, because like you said, there's no one else out there.
Correct. One to look late in the rounds. What we were talking about. You're going to have to dig deep. Put it on the map, fellas. And women, if you're listening.
Yes.
Mr. Brock Bowers.
Okay.
Late. Very late. Looking like one of the top prospects tight end wise this year. He's looking like a round 9 guy.
And where did he get
the-
drafted?
He's in the Raiders.
Okay, correct. Okay, gotcha.
So he'll be playing with Devontae and Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
Kind of see how that pans out. But they don't have a good running back crew, so they're going to be forced to have to go to the air, which leaves
guy
Rocky
that,
Boy.
Go ahead, D.
Zamir White. I got some stats on him.
Yeah, Zamir could be interesting.
He's going to be their new number 1, I think. And as of last year, he started 14 games when Josh Jacobs didn't start, correct?
Yeah.
He had in those. I guess they like his pass catching. He's a good catching running back. And in those 4 games at the end of the season last year, the dude had 13 catches alone in 4 games.
Love that.
Yeah.
So he's looking to be like one of those. He could possibly be a 1 through 3 down back, because if he's catching the ball that much, then they clearly have trust in him, and he was kind of blowing up at the end of the year last year when Josh Jacobs wasn't playing. So again, We don't know who the quarterback's going to be because right now it's a fight between Gardner Minshew and O'Connell.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think they've came out and named a starter, but I mean, that's another like late round running back that a lot of people I didn't even really know about him last year, and then I started hearing some buzz about him this year in training camp, and yeah, I was like, damn, 13 catches in 4 games from a running back, like that's like Christian McCaffrey status.
Yeah, right. And the guy that I was thinking about, again, a late round running back type, and his position, I think, when you're drafting this guy, if you do, is going to start off more of a handcuff. But we all know playing fantasy football, right? Especially at the running back position, those handcuffs can pay huge dividends later in the season, right? And it's that cat for the Rams, the rookie Blake Corum from Michigan. He's going to be behind. It's Kyron Williams, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he'll be behind Kyron. And Kyron Williams had a great year last year.
Yeah, he did.
But again, that running back position, guys go down. It's a demanding position. So if he gets the opportunity, man, I would be stoked if he's finishes out the year a top 25 running back. Right?
Absolutely.
Possible flex play. Do I think he's going to be like a top 10, like a Jahmyr Gibbs? I don't think he's going to get the opportunities like that. But again, we were kind of saying about that with Jahmyr last year, right? Because they still had David Montgomery. Yeah. And Jahmyr did his thing. So if Blake gets that opportunity, because again, he's a great pass catcher, which in Sean's offense he loves doing that, and again he's freaking a unit. Some of the training camp footage, oh my gosh, this guy he's super versatile. He is rocked up, like stacked,
bowling ball.
Dude. Yes, and that's a guy that especially if you draft Kyron Williams, that's a guy that you have to handcuff with. Yeah, that'd be a great addition.
Well, so here's where I am at a loss of words here, because I saw that today doing a mock draft. We're practicing, fella. We're getting ready for the season.
Roger.
Why? I know he had a tough injury last year. We all know that. But like everything in training camp's been fine. Why is Nick Chubb going in the round 9-10 range? What's up with that? That doesn't make sense. I know he had a bad injury. He's 29, but he's going deep. They got Jerome Ford drafting over him. That doesn't make any sense. I feel like he's going to have a comeback season. So that guy's available at 9 and 10 right there. Doesn't make any sense.
Okay, 9 or 10 pick, you're saying?
No, 9 and 10th round.
What?
He's so far down. If you look at the draft board, the Jerome Ford, the backup last year, is ahead of him this year.
Who's decent?
He's not bad, but it's Nick Chubb.
I know, right?
Why is he so far down at 9 and 10? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's weird.
Something to think about. To think about, folks.
And again, the running back position, right? I swear, we're doing fantasy 3 or 4 years ago, and the Todd Gurleys, the Le'Veon Bells, right? The guys that were just absolute dominating in fantasy. They're not even in the league anymore. Could this possibly the same destiny for Nick Chubb? I don't think so. I hope not.
I hope not.
He's an absolute savage on the field. But that happens, man. It's crazy.
That's kind of where we stand. Again, we're going to be giving you guys updates all week, every week. What's going on? We're going to give you guys a chance to check out our Thursday picks. Once we get closer to season, we'll be updating what's going on in our leagues, where we stand, who's hit big. And we're also going to do like some hot or not picks. Who's going to hit this week, who's not going to hit this week. So we're going to have a lot more fantasy, and we're going to keep closing out with football because it's finally here. We got 5 months, baby. Let's go.
Baby. Yes.
We've missed it. So,
also, just on the football status, Hard Knocks starts tonight with the Bears.
Gotcha.
Ooh, that's right.
First episode comes out tonight, August 6th.
And that's on HBO, correct?
HBO.
Roger.
Good stuff.
Cool.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for this week's edition. We hope you all enjoyed. Keep staying tuned to the Olympics. We only have 5 days left of that. And again, football is finally here. We're going to have college football kicking off soon. And our fantasy updates will be coming to you live each week. Make sure you guys put it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button. Without further ado, till next time, stay safe.
Adios, muchachos and muchachas.